Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, May 2nd, and we are here live. If you can hear me, if you can see me, can you let me know in the chat channel so I'm aware that everything sounds and looks okay? I'm looking over here. No one's saying anything, so maybe I'm just offline. Let's make sure this works. Yo, we got CT Juarez here. We got a lot of people ready for tonight's stream. We're going to be streaming coding, data science, and talking about a very particular data science competition that just ended yesterday. That's right. Our third in the series. No, our fourth. I was right the first time. Our fourth PogChamp series competition has come to an end. And what that means is that one of the people on the leaderboard, a random person at that, is going to win this 3080 Ti GPU. Look at those fingerprints there. You could lift those fingerprints off, and you can frame me for a crime if you want. That's what you can do with that. Not only am I giving that away to a random viewer, or a random viewer who was in the competition, this big boy, the 4080, let's get that in view. That 4080 is going out to our first place finisher, and we're going to read that solution. Now, this was a very intense competition. It actually ended a lot closer than I thought it would. There was one contestant who very early on pulled very far ahead of the field, and then they had a challenger who came up against them, and we're gonna kind of see how that played out. So, can I learn data science without learning web and app development first? Yes, of course, Jimny. You just need to watch my Twitch stream. You need to follow me on YouTube, and then of course you'll be a data scientist in just a few days. No, but not sarcastically, totally serious. I don't know how to do web dev very well, and I am kind of making it as a data scientist. So if I'm anyone that you want to base your opinion on, then you don't need to learn web dev first. I don't think, at least. But I'm excited to have you all here. Let's switch over to the big screen. Oh wait, no, not that one. This one. All right, we got the big screen up. We got our Why is the chat not working? That's the issue. It's not, there's nothing right there. It's just a big blue square. There's nothing above me here. Come on. Let's click on this restream chat. We're just going to go with it if it doesn't work. But that's kind of a bummer. Probably should check this stuff before I go live, huh? Embed in stream. So I need to copy this. Open this up. It's the same token. Same token and everything. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Chat background opacity. All right. Well, we don't have a chat today. Sorry, I'm feeling deprecated. Why are you feeling deprecated? Why is the last stream not available on your Twitch channel? Oh, because it automatically, yeah, I should change the settings, but it automatically hides them until I make them public. So I forget about doing that on Twitch, because I mainly just do on YouTube, because I don't realize that people go back and watch my old stuff on Twitch. But yeah, if anyone knows what the crap is going on with this refresh cache of current page. Oh, there we go. Now it's ready. That was a good button to press. Let's test. All right. Now that that's out of the way, let's get in onto this competition. I provided you all with 8 years of my health data from wearing these things. Like I used to wear a Fitbit. Now I wear an Apple Watch. I kind of held off from switching to an Apple Watch for the longest time, but then I did it. And I collect all this data and I don't really do much with it. So I wanted you guys to do something with it. And I just released it publicly for you guys to take a look at. And this was the data. Basically it was my sleep for the training set, the detailed sleep for the training set. And then I believe the date went up until like early 2022. Then that switched to the test set where you had to predict values on. And then the rest of it was just in this big XML file. And I've got to admit, when I launched this competition, I had no idea what to expect. I sort of expected that there would be leaks in the sense that I didn't really expect this to be a true time series competition because I was giving you future information from my watch every day that you were able to use to predict my sleep. But I had no idea what you would use to predict my sleep. But if we look at the public leaderboard, after not that long, so if we look at the code, if we look at some of the top, well, now we're going to see like some of the top ones from recently. But if we look at some of the ones that were public before, like this one, which had 27 upvotes, it was scoring around 0.64. And remember, our valuation metric was, or is, our root mean square error. So I thought if everyone was going to go down this road, then the scores were probably going to be in the 0.6, maybe 0.5 range. But early on, I noticed this one contestant, Tim, who had the name I Know When You Sleep, came up as having a very low leaderboard score, a good leaderboard score, ranking much higher than everyone else. And I knew this person was doing something different. And we're going to learn exactly what they did different tonight. And we're also going to randomly pick one person out of this whole list and give them a GPU. What do you guys think about that? Does that sound good? I haven't seen you in a long time. What are we doing? What's up? Lil Davis, we're giving away 2 GPUs tonight. One was won by Tim. By the way, Tim, if you can reach out to me via Discord or email me through Kaggle, either way, get me your info and I will mail this GPU out to you. I think you're US stateside, which is good for me because that means that I don't have to shift it overseas and no one has to pay any sort of like special taxes on that. But the other person winning the 3080 Ti, this one we are going to pick randomly from the leaderboard at the end of the stream tonight. So make sure you stick around for that. Okay, so let's read. So I Know When You Sleep took a very early lead in this competition, and I was thinking they were just running away with it, almost gloating, not submitting to the leaderboard for weeks and just letting them be out there in front. Now, no one else could see this private leaderboard, so I'm sure some people thought, oh, this person is just way overfit to the public data set, but they're not going to do well in the test. But I could click over here to the private, and I knew that I Know When You Sleep was going to do well on the private leaderboard. Then GB4, well, there were some other people doing really well. Like I'll give it to Sebastian did really well. A lot of submissions, trying really hard there and putting a lot of good work into solutions. Everyone here basically did a really good job. Joao, I don't know how to say your name, but you said you gave a really good write-up on your solution, which we're going to read. But GB4 definitely started giving I Know When You Sleep a run for his money and started to push and I think overtake on the public leaderboard a few times. And in the last few days, even, it was just going back and forth, back and forth. And the funny thing is, sometimes they would switch on the public leaderboard and I would see them switch the opposite way on the private leaderboard. So a little bit of overfitting there, but in the end, it actually turned out that they switched one spot each. And I Know When You Sleep got in first place. So congratulations, Tim. Clap. Everyone clap it up out there. All right. I don't hear anyone clapping, so I guess it's just me. I have the features and label call that are not normally distributed. They are more exponentially or not log norm distributed. Okay, so take my derivative. I think you're just asking a question, okay? What is the best way to choose a transformation for them? Well, you can always plot a histogram of your features. And if it is log or has a heavy tail in one direction, you can try applying a log transformation and plotting the histogram after your transformation. Typically, you want the feature to be normally distributed because then whatever algorithm you're using on it can split it easily. Especially like neural networks and stuff like that do really well with that normally distributed type of features. So that might be answering your question. Now on to the solution write-ups. And we're going to actually look at the code. So let's start with the 4th place submission write-up. I think there are only 3. Now it would be cool. I need to ask the people at Kaggle. Like on most competitions, after they're over, this solution has links to the write-ups. I would love it if I could add these solution write-ups here. But the 4th place submission, wow, Joao, guys, you got to help me with this. How do I say your name? As a silly American, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but my solution is a bit overkill in the generation of meaningful features. But anyway, you got 4th in the end. Yeah, very good job. Exciting. And by the way, did you jump a lot? No, so 4th place, 5th public leaderboard, so a very well fit model. Oh, another thing to mention here before we jump into yours is there was a little bit of shakeup at the top, and this is kind of typical of Kaggle competitions. Usually the really strong models are going to do well here, but then the distribution of just random noise gets more and more as you go down the leaderboard. And there are a lot of people grouped together who all have submitted the same public notebook. So then what you'll see is a lot of big jumps in leaderboard places. So some people did jump way up and down. It actually wasn't that big of a shakeup as you might see in some other competitions, especially here at the top. So I'll say this is a very solid data set in terms of a Kaggle competition. Maybe not the most useful solution because of the leak part, but we'll get into that later. What do you think of GPT-4 of the new Copilot? I don't know about the new Copilot because it hasn't come out. It's a great question. But GPT-4 and ChatGPT, I'm a big fan of, and I just subscribe to it, and I've been using it all the time. I like it. My solution is a bit overkill. Okay, I think most people didn't understand the problem. I think you're right. Most of the solutions saw were aggregated features from the day in order to predict sleep duration. And that's a little bit on me because I sort of framed it in that way that you're trying to predict my patterns based on my day. But I mean, Kaggle competitions are not about, they're all about going higher on the leaderboard. Unless it's a leak that the host does not want to be out there and they shut down the competition because of the leak. It's just about going up on the leaderboard. So keep that in mind whenever you're in a Kaggle competition. And it looks like this person did that. My thought was to use the Apple Watch data only, as the test data will be using the same kind of data. So this was I think a key that all the top people did with this competition. And it's a good thing to kind of realize just in industry or in anything you're doing. Should I turn on the dark theme? Tell me if you guys like this dark theme better. But let's find a good EDA notebook. This one from Oscar. So this was my sleep pattern when I provided it. Now many people who competed realized that there was this time period where it actually was double counted, the amount of sleep that I had, and they removed that double counting. But another thing that you'd realize if you look deep into the data, I don't think this notebook shows it, but we could probably make a quick plot to show it. I switched over from using Fitbit to Apple Watch around 2019, maybe 2020, I want to say. But then I also upgraded the watch version, I don't know, in the last year and a half or so. And what that meant was the old Fitbit data didn't have a lot of features that the new data did have. And I was very clear about the fact that the data you were going to be judged on was this most recent year and a half. So one thing that the top people did was they just straight up ignored the Fitbit data, which is totally appropriate in this situation, especially if you're modeling in that way. If you're modeling like a time series data, like a time series type of model, then maybe using all this historic data would help. But this happens a lot in industry. If you have, let's say you have a sensor that tracks someone's movement in, I don't know, sports or something. And then a new version of that sensor comes out and you see a completely different shift in how the data looks, or you have new features that you didn't have before. It might actually be your best option when creating a new machine learning model to throw away all that old data and not even use it, or to try to modify it so that it would work in some way. But in this case, it seemed like all the top people did not use it. So we have multiple layers of data from Apple Watch. So I don't even know about this data very much. We're going to have to dig into it. The algorithm used by Apple probably takes into account heart rate, movements, etc. during the night. So I tried to make something similar. This is the key. What you all were kind of doing in this competition, if you wanted to be the best, was not trying to do a time series prediction of my sleep, but was trying to mimic the algorithm that Apple uses in determining when I'm sleeping. Because all the watch knows are the measurements that it's taking in from its sensors. And then they're trying to determine when I'm asleep or not based off of that. So you have maybe Apple has more features that we don't have have the ability to use, but at least the features that they provide to us, which I think because of GDPR, they should provide them all to us. You're basically trying to make that same algorithm. So what I'm saying is, to any of you who say that Kaggle competition was spoiled because of this leakage, my response is, whoever won this competition should be hired by Apple, because they're as good at predicting sleep using the sensor data as Apple is. Not exactly true, because they're using Apple as the ground truth, but either way. Okay, so I resampled multiple Apple Watch records. So I resampled multiple Apple Watch records into time series of 1 or 5 minutes, ranging from 24 hours until 7 days. So top people did this. They broke down the data into time series chunks. Here's a list of time series I created. 5 minutes interval for 24 hours, 1 minute interval for 24 hours, 1 minute interval for 24 hours, variance, 1 hour interval for the past 7 days. On top of each time series, I extracted features using TS Fresh in order to have more meaningful features. That's cool. TS Fresh, by the way, is it's a package for Python. I believe it's Python, right? That it's kind of like auto feature generation for time series data. I've used it before. Good package if you're doing time series stuff. Especially like sensor based stuff, right? Maybe there's a different one for that. Anyways, in order to have more meaningful, for each of the 4 time series, around 700 features were generated. So that's a lot of features, but using this package, it didn't take that much time probably. In the end, I joined all the features into a single data set, use cat boost regressor using Optuna and hyperparameter optimization. Good idea. What I tried without success, neural networks, data augmentation. I'm surprised the augmentation didn't work, but maybe because this was like we were trying to predict an algorithm sort of thing. And Boolean classifier for each minute. What's the legality? Okay, so David is asking, what's the legality of that? Could that be used in a portfolio project and think they would look at it weird, kind of impressed? What do you think? I'm not sure what you mean. Use what in a portfolio project? I think if you told your employer, yeah, I competed in a Kaggle competition with 170 other people, 178 to be precise, people. I came in first place and I won a $2,000 GPU. I mean, I think I'd be impressed if someone told me that. Link to the notebook. Link to the notebook. I want to see this TS Fresh. So I'm going to upvote this. Everyone in chat needs to, when rebuilding their prediction model Apple. Oh yeah. I mean, it's legal to use your own data. This is my data that I've provided to you. We're not doing anything illegal here. Trying to copy someone else's algorithm is a very common thing. And think about it. There are large language models that are trained just on ChatGPT responses or tuned on ChatGPT responses. So they're using that model to try to make their language model better. So it happens all the time. On top of, okay, so TS Fresh, this is kind of the same summary. So TS Fresh just has this extract features. And then it just pulls out a bunch of features, I think. Let's look at the extract features. Where's TS Fresh extract features? Yeah, basically you just run this and you get a bunch of features like this. And I think it does relationships between multiple features and all that stuff. Rolling features, all the stuff that you might want. Okay, so let's move up the board and talk about. Make sure you guys all upvote that notebook and like it on Kaggle if you haven't already. Let's go to GB4 solution. My basic method was the following. Broke the XML data down minute by minute. Great approach. That's probably took a lot of work too to figure out how to parse that XML data. I did say I thought that would be probably one of the hardest parts of this competition. Since respiratory rate, so this was like the main feature was respiratory rate. And if we look up respiratory rate, it does say Apple Watch can track your breathing rate as you sleep, which gave you greater insight into overall health. So I don't know if it's that Apple Watches only turn on this respiratory rate when I'm sleeping. So that's sort of like a direct feature to what we're finding. But hey, I'll still, regardless, I'm going to hand it to the winners for figuring this out, to the top people. It's not intended for medical use. Hey, Thomas, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the chat. I noticed that the interval between measurements was actually more significant than the measurements themselves. The respiratory rate is only measured when a person is asleep, and some other measurements were taken when the person is awake. So I calculated the intervals between measurements and added them as features. Very smart. I then just added the loads of the features like rolling averages, past future lag, interpolation, etc. I ran XGBoost with multiple seeds and averaged them. I knew it was risky to ignore all the data before 2021, October 21. That must have been when I got the new watch. But the respiratory feature was just too juicy to ignore. The first place solution ran a separate model without that feature, but over a longer time period, and combined them. Ensembling models is usually a good thing, especially on Kaggle, to squeeze out that extra little bit. That seemed to be the trick. GB4, someone was asking also if I can see the private leaderboard when the competition's going on. I absolutely can. I was always nervous. It's kind of like when you're driving and you think, oh, I could drive off this cliff right now. And you think it in your head, but you're not going to actually do it. Every time I was on this page during the live stream while the competition is on, I'm nervous that I'm going to click on this private tab and share with you all what should be hidden. So it's sort of this thing where, like, I know I'm not going to click on that, but I'm thinking about it now. But GB4 is asking, can you see the scores of every submission? It's just the two that have selected evaluation. I can see everything. I'm wondering what the best overall score was. My best score on the private leaderboard was 0.35, but I didn't select it. Let's go and see. Let's answer GB4's question. So I can go into this host tab, see all submissions. These are all, I know when you sleep submission, these are all GB4 submission. All I can really see is the name of the submission notebook. No, this, yeah, I guess from a notebook if it is, or the file if it's a CSV, and then the details that you put in there. And then if I sort this by private score ascending, yeah, so the best private leaderboard score was I know when you sleep, I believe. What did he say? Oh, he had 0.35. So maybe within here, yeah, there's a 0.35, and this is only showing by that. But we're going to download the raw data, and we'll take a look at that. How about that? That'll be fun. All right, on to the first place solution, and then we're going to look at the submission data, and then potentially, I mean, not potentially, actually, we're going to give away a free GPU. If anyone's there in chat, just like put an F in chat to let me know you're there. I'm not going to continue until I see one person. I can see that there's 56 people on YouTube and 43. Okay, we got people there. Twitch chat is so much better than YouTube. Let me take this chance to thank you all. Let me take this chance to plug my YouTube channel, which I'm going to put there. You should go here and subscribe if you haven't already. Just hit 80K subscribers. Let's try to get that to 100K. I'm going to be releasing a lot of videos soon, so make sure you subscribe there. And then also, if you're watching on YouTube, you can also come and watch us on Twitch, because that's where all the cool people watch. Let's be honest. This is where you should be. Look at this. Look at this chat. This chat has got the energy. We're bringing it. But I love you too, YouTube. On to the first place solution. Tim. Tim, what's your solution? Thanks, Rob, for hosting and introducing you to Kaggle. This is a first-time Kaggler winning a competition. Just goes to show. Just goes to show you don't need to do anything special, or you don't need to be like a seasoned veteran to win these things. You just need to join in the try hard. Link for second place notebook. Oh, good point. Did he? Yeah, he didn't link it in his write-up, or maybe he did and I missed it. Oh, third place result is out there too. Let's do this by best score. Maybe he didn't release his notebook. That could be it. Yeah, if there is a second place notebook, let me know, GB4. But I don't see one out there. Maybe it's not. On to the first place solution. I will give you guys a link to this, and we're going to go over this in a little bit more detail. Key insights. Fitbit and Apple Watch have different biases. Since the test data is all computed with the Apple Watch, we can just throw away the Fitbit data. This means our training data starts in 2020. The sleep algorithm for these devices isn't perfect, but it's basically chunks time into discrete increments and computes whether or not to aware is asleep in that time bin. It's a classification algorithm. Look at this. If Tim applies to Apple, he should get hired. However, the actual devices have much more data. Accelerometer info, more fine-grained heart rate, respiratory rate data. We can use the same data here. Rather than computing how much sleep Rob got each night, we can compute how much sleep Rob got in a minute, 30-minute, 1-hour increments. My best model used 30 minutes. Just a little tangent here. Just a little tangent here. This was a competition I took place in called an indoor navigation competition. It's $10,000 in prize money. It was 2 years ago, and I forget how I ended up doing. Probably not too great. I got 73rd in it. But I found out I published this notebook because I realized something very similar to what Tim realized in my competition. This competition, everyone had been approaching it as if it was a regression problem where you had to find the X and Y coordinates of a cell phone at a given time. What I found out was actually on these 4 floor plans, we have these key points where the person either is or isn't. So it's more of like a classification of which discrete point are the people in. So the algorithm's results were doing stuff like this before to track the people. And just by applying this snap to grid algorithm that I wrote that was very simple, that made them snap to the grid point if they were at a certain distance, it improved the score dramatically. So this is a notebook. I'm going to share it in chat. On a real competition where I found something similar, and the winning solutions, I believe, used it. Or maybe they didn't because theirs were so good. But at least at the time, it really helped people improve their scores. All that's to say, Tim found a very similar idea, but using a 30-minute model and trying to predict this sleep patterns in a discrete classification and not as a regression problem. So number 2, Number 3, the respiratory rate is the main source of signal data. However, there are only 60 training days with respiratory information because it's a new feature that Apple provides. I think it's because I got a new watch. Because my old one, I went swimming in and then it broke. I thought it was waterproof, but it turns out it wasn't. Or I did my waterproof stuff wrong. So I trained 2 models, one with respiratory info and one respiratory info, and then combined them. So this was the key that at least GB4 believes made it so that Tim won. See, not only he didn't rely only on the fact that this new data had respiratory info, but he made 2 different models and then combined the results, which is a very smart approach. So model 1, XG boost to predict the number of minutes slept in each 30-minute window. So I think GB4 did it in 1-minute windows. So the features he used were hour, day of week. So these are kind of like all the features you would think. If I'm on an early stream, I was showing this data and I saw that there was the flights climbed feature in the data set. And I even said it on the stream. This is a leak. I know it. I mean, this is going to be a really helpful feature. I didn't know about respiratory rate at that point, but flights climbed. Rarely am I going up and down stairs and sleeping at the same time. I mean, maybe it's happened. I don't think it's ever happened. I'm not really a sleepwalker. And if I am, I'm not going up and down stairs. So you would think that feature would be really strong if we didn't have respiratory rate. So this was his first model. And then linear regression to sum up the 30-minute estimates to get the number of hours. Was it linear regression or just a sum? A group by sum. Model 2, Model 2, same but adding respiratory rate mean, respiratory rate min, max to the features. Also, so I'm interested in why the 30-minute model did better than the 1-minute model. I would think the smaller down in time chunks you got, the better it would be, but I guess not. Also, we sum up the XG boost output over the course of the day and then apply linear regression rather than having a wait for each 30-minute window. That's interesting. Type this up in a rush, but let me know if there's any questions. Great job. That's all I'm going to say. Awesome show. Great job. Everyone should upvote all this stuff. I'm going to put this description in here, and then we're going to look at his notebook a little bit because it is the first place solution. And remember, on Kaggle, you can upvote these, and you can also click copy and edit, and you're able to run this top down, no problem. It does take a little bit to load, though. All right, rerunning the winning solution to PogChamps. All right, I'm going to install MB Black to make this easier to read. Oh, Big Larry said, "Hey Rob, thanks for the live stream. They help me a lot when I'm too tired to code myself." Nice, Big Larry. I'm glad it's helpful to you. Is this on? Okay, yeah, there we go. And then I'm going to load this extension. Lab Black. It'll make the code a little bit easier to run. So what this does is anytime I run a cell, it'll apply the Black auto formatter to it. All right, so I'm going to also put some of these in the same cell. So this is all reading in the data And this is giving us a head command on that. We're okay with that. What does this do? Get day index. Add an index of the hour trained data frame with the actual day used in the training. Yeah, so this is what I did when I created the data set and I made this public was I said, I was counting sleep, like sleep for today started at noon and I made it end tomorrow at noon. So if I happen to sleep into 11:30 a.m., that would be counted towards tonight's sleep. So I think that's what this function is doing. And he's just applying it to this data set. And then summing the sleep hours. This should be the same as, oh shoot, undo that. Okay, so delete some of these. And let's go ahead and run this. Apple Watch sleep hours dataset. Oh, these are private. Crap. So I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to rerun this because these are private. Unless, Tim, you're watching and you can go make these public. But because the dataset isn't public, I'm not going to be able to rerun this. That's a bummer. Yeah, Tim. Be a Chad. Yeah, I like chat saying that. What I can do here, though, is, and this is something I was thinking about doing before. So can I clear the output? Clear the output of that. So let's just pretend like it didn't not work. We're going to clean this up a little bit. Let's actually go into... Oh, Tim's here. He's saying, give me a sec. Okay, cool. I'm going to open up a new VS Code session. And I'm just going to create a new file. Let's go here and create. Yeah, let's do this. This is my PogChamps notebook, or this is the repo I used to create the data set. And I'm going to create a solution file, and I'm going to make a first place .py file. So this is the first place result. And I'm going to make this the reference, and we're actually going to do it. We're going to put it all in here. Just at least so we can see what it looks like here. All right. So I'm going to copy all this first bit of code. This is what we had already looked at. This should also do the auto black formatting. We can add this as a string here, comment here for this, and add date features. What does this do? Okay, this is just day of week features. So all of this stuff, it looks like, is feature engineering. So let's do this. This is feature engineering. Let me know if I should make this. I should probably make this bigger text so people can see. So here's all the feature engineering stuff. Get numerical data. So this is like start end time. I guess for each feature you apply this function. I guess we're going to have to see. Yeah. Just remember, the data will neither love you will never love you, no matter how you massage it. Sometimes the data loves you. Some people can get it to love them. So he's applying this. Okay, so the functions just apply to this raw file folder. So you read the file name and then create these features based on that. That's a neat way to do it. Let's delete these. Then it looks like these features are created as differences between other features. So distance walk difference. All right, so like at the beginning and at the end of the 30 minutes, I think, it creates these. Then here, this is a stood up feature. Hey, Rob, great live. I have a question where I'm more like an application development person. My current role requires data science and machine learning and become a person like you and these competition winners wary of thinking more like analytics person, like these feature engineering, all those stuff. So suggest me if you have any book references, if you have any. Feature engineering is a hard one. And I get to ask this question a lot because it does just take a little bit of creativity, which is hard to like write into a book. But I would just say look at a lot of winning Kaggle solutions to tabular competitions if you're interested in that. Even ChatGPT gives me the old as an AI model. For what? Oh, when you try to massage data? All right, so this is just showing that, showing this. All right, so this is where he's splitting the data into two parts. The training set without the respiratory data and the training set with the respiratory data. Then doing a k-fold shuffle. That's an interesting take because it is, I guess, treated as a regression problem and not really as a time series. So you're not worried about like doing a time series split. Where is this resp? Oh, this is created here. Forgot to do that. All right, so this is splitting on this one date. And then here's the model training. Just a straight up XGBoost regressor. Did you even tune these parameters? This is the show, like parameter tuning can be a little bit overrated. Just using default parameters for XGBoost can be pretty powerful. But you are doing a k-fold cross-validation with how many folds? 10 splits. So there are actually 10 models for each of these different types, which will turn out to be 20 models in the end. Like GBM versus XGBoost, they're pretty much the same. How do you tune parameters or even know to do them? So tuning can be a real big, like chasing your tail sort of activity. It's usually best to do towards the end when you're pretty sure that you have all the features you want and the model that you're ready to go with. But then at that point, you basically have a few things you can adjust in the model. And you can just run something like Optuna, which goes through, if you have the compute power and the time, you can just have it go through and try a bunch of them. You can do a grid search. Or if you're kind of used to these things, you can use your intuition, like setting certain parameters lower. If you have a lot of features that you know are highly correlated, it can help choose between those two more often. You can have like a subset each time it builds a tree. It only uses a subset of your features. XGBoost has GPU acceleration, but like GBM doesn't. Yeah, I know XGBoost does, but I haven't used that one that much. It used to be that LightGBM was just faster than XGBoost when it came out, working in if your data could fit into memory. But now that there's the GPU version. All right, so now this stuff is a little bit nasty. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in here. Build our data, unstack values. What does the data look like to stack? That's what I'm not sure about. Put this over here. I think this is just taking the predictions and pivoting it. Not quite sure why there are 3 predictions here. Maybe you don't actually use these. Not sure if those are actually used. Don't worry, guys. I have an idea for what we're going to do at the end of this. Is this the unstacked data I just pulled in? Oh, no. This is the linear regression part, where he's using linear regression. This part I don't totally understand. Predict 1 total respiratory. So out of these hours, I think it's predicting it's using linear regression over the 30 minutes to predict the hour value. It's basically summation with error correction using linear regression. That makes sense. We'll get some help on this here in a second. I just want to put it all in one file. And honestly, it's okay that we don't have it here. I'm just gonna paste this stuff in here. This is a commented out code block, so I'm just gonna delete it because I'm guessing it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what is this doing? This is doing the average of all these 10. Oh, okay. So the 10 are the 10 different models. I see what this is. I see what you're doing. You're taking the averages. Are you doing a linear regression to merge all these different models? It's like a ensembling technique, I believe. And then you're printing your errors. And this is predicting there we go. Thank you, Copilot, for auto completing for me. And then running mean squared error on the, not quite sure what that would do. Yada, yada. What we're going to do is we're going to throw all this. Once I get the code together, as long as it's not too long, we're going to throw it in ChatGPT and have it summarize it for us and see what we get. You guys think that will be fun? We're going to do that. Then I want to actually look at the submission data so we can like see when the submissions came in and see this battle between the top 2. And yeah, Tim, if there's one suggestion I'd have, it's take all this great work that you did, clean it up a little bit, and make it a little more presentable if you want to, or maybe you don't care. Maybe honestly you don't care because you already have a job lined up or that, whatever. But for your resume and stuff, this could be just like describing it a little bit better when you write the code would help whoever's reading out a lot. And I'm guilty of that more than anyone, so should probably not be. Unstack values test. Okay, so this is doing the same thing, but for test. This is where functions could be helpful, because then you know that it does it the same each time. These are some prints. These are some plots. Bruh. Okay. This is where the magic happens. This is where the predictions are being put into the actual. It's funny I said that about like making the code more presentable when I just did a Kaggle competition this last month and my code is just horrible to read, so I should not talk. All right, let's ask OpenAI. Let's ask it about new chat. Should we ask GPT-4? This code is the winning solution of a Kaggle competition to predict sleep using watch data. Can you summarize it into main bullet points? Let's see how well it does. If it can fit a result for all this, it probably is too long. Okay, so it was too long. So let's pick what not to. How many lines can ChatGPT take? Summarize this code. I'm guessing this is also going to be too long. Let's go with like the first 500 lines. How many lines of... That's good point, Big Larry. Ask it. How many lines can my question be? There's no strict limit. Summarize this code. It hates me. What will GPT-3 be able to work on it? Summarize this code, please. I asked please this time. And I'm going to go up to here. Up to the unstack values point. I asked please. Maybe it's going to be nice. Okay, this code is a script analyzing, predicting sleep hours based on various health data from an Apple Watch. The script performs the following tasks. Imports required libraries and reads in training data from multiple CSV files. Cleans and preprocesses the data, including setting the index of the data frame to the date, extracting relevant time date features, grouping the data by sleep date. Implements functions for feature engineering, such as extracting numerical and binary data. Great job, ChatGPT. Adds newly created features to the main data frame. Trains XGBoost models using k-fold cross-validation to predict sleep hours based on various health features. Aggregates and analyzes the prediction results from trained models and constructs a data frame for the results and calculates various metrics. Script uses features like heart rate, distance watched, flights climbed, and step count. How does the code split the data into... How long are the time increments the code uses to model? Are there two different models? What's different about them? Code uses 30-minute increment models to sleep hours. There are two different models being trained. The first model is trained on the entire data set with a specific set of features. The second model, model's RESP, is trained on a subset of the data where sleep data is greater than 2021, 1025. This is awesome. Look at this summarization. Slightly different features. Features 2. Well, it didn't tell me exactly what the difference was, but we all know it's respiratory rate. Difference between two models lies in features used. Oh, wait, it is going to say it. Yep. So it's saying the new one uses these heart rate ones. The predictions from both models are used for further analysis. Let's try giving it this stuff. What about this code? It comes after that code. Being lazy in my ChatGPT requests. This code's defined the train several linear. This code defines, this is actually the part of code I don't understand as much. So ChatGPT is going to help me out here. Several linear regression models to predict the total sleep hours. In each day, the input data frame is divided into 10 folds using k-fold cross-validation. The models are trained on the columns generated from the previous code block. The function returns the trained models. Linear hour model no k-fold. This function is similar to the first one, but without using cross-validation. It trains a linear regression model for each hour of the day using the entire data set. Linear hour model global is a function that trains a set of linear regressions models globally without considering the hourly features. It uses k-fold cross-validation to train and validate the models. After defining the functions, they are called to train the corresponding sets with linear regression. And we can see these ones. Yeah, linear regression respiratory has these subset of dates. Pretty cool. Then it produces the error metric. Good job, ChatGPT. Thank you for summarizing. Okay, I think that's about it for that one. Make sure you thumbs up that notebook if you haven't already. All you guys who watch my stream regularly, you can also, let's go to this. You can also say goodbye to this being in the background. Oh, wait, that's not as good looking as this. Because this is going to be mailed to Tim once he gives me his address. That's right. This is being mailed out. Now the moment you all have been waiting for. Kevin Long, what's up? Welcome to chat. I'm going to take all these submissions. So let's do this. I'm going to go to my terminal here. I'm going to go in here. Oh, wait, you guys aren't watching this. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go in. No, wait, I'm not. Go over here. Make this bad boy bigger. Pick a more upbeat song. Activate this repo, and I'm going to go ahead and Jupyter Lab myself into here. I already have Jupyter running, I guess, on a different port right now. We're going to use this here. And I'm going to go into the notebooks folder. These are the notebooks I use to create the data set. We're going to do leaderboard analysis and GPU winner. Oh, wait, there's an exclamation point in there. There shouldn't be. So the other thing we're doing here is I'm downloading from the host page. This is going to be very slow, it says. Hey! 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 HHT Woo! Welcome to the family. Thanks for subscribing on Twitch. I love it. I love it. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel for you. I haven't done this in a while. I think maybe because I've missed some subs that happened recently, but I spin this wheel every time someone subscribes on Twitch. Hey, I'm going to bad loys. Thank you for subscribing. Sign to the mic. This is the first one. Let's sign to the mic and spin it again. By the way, if you're on Twitch, you can subscribe for free using Prime. Type pizza 10 times. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. Let's make sure I got the right one up here. Where's my pizza? Look, here's my pizza. Here's my pizza thing I've written. This is going to be my 2000th and 100th time writing pizza. Thanks, guys, for subscribing. All right, on to this. We have that data here. Let's move it over. So let's make a new tab over here, and let's move. What was it called? Something in my downloads. I guess I could go to my. I should just not show you guys all my downloads. All right, so it's called Kaggle PogChamp Submissions. I'm going to move that file over there. Got it? 10 pizza is the 10 I pizzas pro move. Yeah. And then I'm going to unzip this Kaggle. Oh, wait. I'm going to move this into my notebooks and make a directory called submissions and move it into there. And then I'm going to go into submissions and unzip this. All right. Now if I go into here, so this is going to be in our submissions folder. It's going to be basically star.star.csv. These are all of our submissions. But I kind of want the raw leaderboard data. Can I just download this raw data? Maybe this is more so what I'm looking for. So let's move this here. No, I don't want to make a directory called subs. I want to make a directory called LB and move this Kaggle Pog Series private leaderboard into LB. Now, do we download these separately? Unzip. All right, so that's just the private leaderboard. So then I have to download this separately. And then unzip that. It's a little annoying. Okay, am I going to have to merge these? Let's go and see. So I could go into the raw submission files. Kevin Long said, sorry, I didn't mean to leave the live. No problem. You're good. You're good. Submissions, LB. Let's look at the public leaderboard first. I think this is just going to show us the last submission for team name. Yeah, so there's only one row per team name. So what we want is sub files. I think this is the only hacky way we can get around it. Unless there's something I'm missing. And this doesn't have dates with it. That's kind of annoying. I was hoping that I could get like the raw submission timeline. I know all you all just want to see who won the GPU. But I might get stuck on this, mentally stuck. I could go to the Metacaggle. Is that data set still around? Competition users, submission scores, and kernels. This was updated 17 hours ago, so I want to see if this has it. Someone else has done a similar notebook. I think for leaderboard scores in a different competition. So I just want to see what they do to get it, and if these non-major ones look like they're in here. Yeah, let's copy this person's notebook. I don't think they're going to have these community competitions here. All right. Any review for the new Coursera Advanced Data Analytics by Google? Worth it? I haven't taken it, Shelby. What makes you ask? What makes you ask? Maybe I'll review it sometime soon. We'll see. Hopefully. Okay. Oh, so these do have the public and private score. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this list and parse it. So if I take one of these, I can do, hey, thanks for the bits. So if I just take an example, I can split on this slash, and then the first one's going to be the person's username. Right? And then if I take this example and if I do the same thing, unless their username has a slash in it, and I probably should use regex to do this, but I'm just going to split. I'm just going to assume this is all the same. Split on the spaces and then take -1. And this is going to be public score and this one's going to be private score. Right? And let's just get this into a data frame. So for so we're just going to loop through all of these. Make a usernames, a public and a private score list, which we will append. What else do we want here? We want to get this number, which I'm hoping gives us sort of a chronological order of when the submissions came in. Let's let that run. All right, which example did it break on? All right, so why does it have this? Oh, okay. So I made that other folder called LB. If username equals LB, we just want to ignore this. All right, so now we have sub usernames. We're going to make a panda data frame, pandas data frame with the usernames, the public, the private, and the submission num. Should be like this. This is called data munging. Let's take 0. Let's just call this username underscore public underscore private underscore and submission number. And then we need to strip out and get the numeric value in pub. That's why I put the underscore here. So we're going to split again. I don't know. We're just going to get these last two. Wait, sorry. These. We're going to join on a period because I think this makes it the number, and then PD to numeric. Of course, it's not going to work. We got to figure out why it doesn't work. Probably because some of these are null. Yeah, null. We're going to replace the nulls with just a blank. Come on, work, no whammies. As type float. Well, it doesn't like the fact that that was a string. Do you work with Spark at work? No. The closest thing to Spark that I use is Athena. Is Athena queries on... It's kind of Spark-like. Wait, more subs increase the chances and win the giveaway? No. We're just trying to plot this. We're going to do the giveaway based on just users. We're going to write that code next. It's going to be fun. We're going to make it a fun... All right, so we can see the public leaderboard submissions. And let's take these few submissions that are really high and remove those. But other than those, even if we do like 1.25, it's kind of normally distributed around here, we can see. But let's also look at, and let's also do this to private. For C in pub prive. What did I call that? So we're going to have this replace these. We're going to do it for public and private. And this is going to be C plus an underscore after it. All right, now we have our public and private numeric values. Let's plot on the X public and on the Y our private. What? There's no way. I did something wrong. Yeah, I did. I put this here. All right, so I guess some of these still have, oh, these have .csv at the end because they're at the end of the file. So we're going to also remove that if it exists. Strip.csv maybe? Oh, this is a column. There we go. I think that worked. Whoa. All right, so now we have this one way up there that we're going to ignore again. So let's query when the public score is less than 2. And let's query where the private is less than 2. All right, so we see that it is pretty correlated. When we get up here to like, even if we look past 0.75, it's kind of into the noisy area. It looks like someone here might have been predicting like the private score incorrectly. Did NumPy get an update? I don't know. Did I do something wrong with NumPy? I wonder why we don't use regex. Because I'm bad at it. That's the truth. If you know the regex that I should use. I'm very happy with my ranking. Regex is good for pain. Yeah, if I was smart, I would invest the time. I've tried to use ChatGPT to do regex too, and it has a hard time with it also. Yeah, it ends up just being more time than I know how to do these stupid splits, and it works. So we got this. This is public versus private leaderboard. These down here are the... So let's do this. Let's skip these first 5. Sorry, let's go here. So this is the appropriate username. But this is called subs. Subs username. Let's do value counts on this. This will tell us who submitted the most. Ehova. Yeah. Ehova. close these because I'm not going to use Metacaggle here. Yeah. 48th. Why does it say 48 here? It says 90 here. Maybe a lot of submissions failed. I don't know. What'd you do, Jehovah? So if we do subs username is in, and we're going to pick our two. Oh, it could also be because people changed their usernames. That's another thing. That's what it is. People change their usernames, but still, why would Jehovah be 90? I don't know. Let's hope that these people did not change their usernames very much. Is top finisher. And let's go ahead and plot those people. So we're going to plot this. But then after that, we're going to plot only the top finishers. And let's do put these in the same plot. Let's do this. All right. We're also going to do this. Take care of my really long lined code. Okay, so run this from the top down. Top finishers here. You can see they're like, it's almost like their regression. If you ignore these, I don't know what's going on up here. GB4 maybe can tell me who is this person with all these. But maybe it was a way of testing the leaderboard of EDA experimental data analysis. No, exploratory. Wait, if I change up my teammate, I will show up twice. I'm going to have to make sure that's not the case when we do the actual drawing. But it's interesting to see this. And then the only other thing I want to see here is let's set the index to the submission number. Let's assume that's kind of time series wise. Let's do this. And let's also query pub is less than 1. Sort index, maybe? Yeah, we need to make this this submission number as type int. Yeah, now we can see over time what the submissions look like. So this is kind of interesting. Everyone submitted early. These are all you fools just trying to join to get the GPU and you're not caring about trying. And then these are the people really trying. And then I'm not quite sure what is this? All people who joined at the very end? These all people that joined right today? Can you win if you join just today? Sadly, I can't invest a lot of time. That's fine. All right, so here's the private leaderboard over time. So you see these big jumps where they're making strides in there. This is awesome to see personally. All right, now let's go to the actual leaderboard files. Let's call this pub for public. All right, so make our own leaderboard tracking data frame. So we're parsing file names. That was kind of brutal, but we did it. We did all this. And we got this data set. And did some analysis. Let's do a head on this. All right, so these are all the people who submitted the most, at least by their username, I think. And then, yeah, we're going to do this on the public. Let's pick the GPU winner, shall we? Let's use Python to predict it. Replit just released their coding AI model. Oh, really? With Replit, you can build software collaboratively. No, nice. Gonna have to check that out later. All right, so pub. Oh wait, that's just a list. Pub LB, and let's make a private LB. I might have to make a rule here. And I want to get the chat's take on this. So 178 teams. We should, if I do team name and unique, there's 178 here. So that's good. That means that no one's counted more than no, I'm not. So submissions more than some number, I'm not going to do that. What I'm worried about here is what's this? What's all this at the end here? All right, so let's we actually need to make submission date into date time. That was me at the end. Here's the thing. If you were at the end and joined, I'd say it's fair game, but make sure that you have done this, which is registering for NVIDIA and watching the... that was me at the end. Oh, were these submissions that occurred after the deadline? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I just want to check one thing. So these are all the latest submissions. Am I just overthinking it? These are just people who submitted right before the deadline. I'm currently on the toilet eating something that I think gave me food poisoning. Pray for me. Crazy fanatic, man. Did you miss the announcement? Not yet. I'm about to do it. All right, so I think everyone's fair game. But what we're also going to do is we're going to have a list of people. We're going to have a list of people in the order of, I think everyone just submitted their notebooks at the end, just in case, maybe. So the main thing I want to do here is we're going to have it in order. So if someone does not end up qualifying for the GPU, then I want to have a second place, a third place, and all that. I also want to remove one user at a time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just do trial run. This does not count. We're just going to do it first in a way that doesn't count, and then we're going to figure out how to make, then we're going to rerun it once we're good with that. So this is a list. Contenders. Now, I do want to bring this up too. I know I'm doing a lot of side tangents. I tweeted this a while ago when there were only 39 teams in here, and I just said, you have a 1 in 39 chance of winning a 3080 Ti just by joining this competition. By the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, I'm going to put that in there. But I said there's a 1 in 39 chance. And of course, Twitter trolls come out and say, let me clarify your tweet by saying 1 in 39 chance of winning just by joining. False. You entered the raffle by NVIDIA in their event, which is probably your odds are 1 in 20,000 or so. So you might have better registering directly at the NVIDIA site. This person is wrong. 1 in 1. What's this link? 1 in 178th now, because more people joined, chance of winning a GPU just by joining this competition. That person was wrong. I hear sound. Oh, someone said that no sound, but then I guess it's just them. So here's what I need to do. Import from import numpy as np. All right, we're going to set numpy's random seed. Just to make sure you guys know that this is not me fixing this. This is not just some sort of game I'm playing where I'm going to get the GPU in the end. I want people in chat just to each put a single number, just one single number. And let's get the first 5 of them. All right, we got a 7. 769 749. Just a single number, people. 7 4 9 8 6. All right, these are our 5 random numbers. Those of you who put 2 numbers, you don't know how to follow instructions. All right, so our random seed is set. What we're going to do is, this is a trial run. This does not count. We're going to pick a random person from the contenders. And that's the non-winner. Then we have a non-winners ordered list. And then we'll print sorry, non-winner. You did not win. But this is a trial run, so this doesn't count. All right. So if I run this once, oh no, wait. Then what I'm going to do is append this with the non-winner, and that's going to be in order. And then we're going to say the new contenders equals if C is not equal to non-winner. So this is going to remove that last non-winner. Make sense? Let's also say there are, then after this we'll say there are remaining, the number of remaining people remaining. All right. And I'm going to hit enter on this. So we set our random seed. We have this. What about random shuffle? I like this way. 543. People are still putting numbers in. I love it. I love it. So this is just a trial run. If n, yeah, let's actually make this number of contenders. If the number of contenders is less than 5, then we'll print only just to build up the excitement. We'll say only that many people left. Else we'll say this many contenders are left. And then we'll say if n contenders equals 1, we'll print the winner is this should work. Then we'll print who the winner is. You guys cool with this? Maybe we should drop the first place. No? Let's see if it happens. Let's just roll the dice and see what's happened. A 1 in 174 or whatever it is. 1 in 178 chance. I'm going to hope it doesn't happen. For your sakes, not for me. Actually, it would help me out because then I wouldn't have to ship things out twice. I would just ship it to one address. All right. So another thing is, should we just have this do, how do we make it pause? Pause until notebook something is pressed. Does this work? Or is that just someone asking a question? That's too hard. I can just rerun this cell. Is everyone feeling good about this? No? Hello? Sleep? 0? I want to make it so I'm manually doing it, though. All right, here we go. This is just a trial run. This does not count. So I'm just checking the functionality. Okay, wait. See? That's why we do this. Because I still have this in a loop. All right, so non-winners ordered. Okay, so I need to run this cell again, which we'll bring in. All right. Hey, look! It just so happened that the first person to drop was I know when you sleep. And that's the person who won the competition. But this isn't the one that actually works. This isn't the one that's actually... I'm going to add quotes around their name so it's easier to distinguish. Oh, it needs to be single quotes here then. All right, David Darby. Casper Lindmark. Cartoon Chen. All right, this is working. Let's just make sure when I go down to 0. That it's going to do it correctly. And by the way, this is a trial run. This one doesn't count. Oh, I like that. Someone had a sleep emoji in their name. Only 3 left. Oh, wait. When it's down only this many left, let's print the remaining contenders. Is this contenders? So we'll actually get printed out who's left. So this is not the real version, but then we'll have the contenders list. And we can save this off. So this will be the order of the results. Does everyone feel good about this? What is happening? I'm giving away this GPU. All right, here's the deal. We have the code working. Unless anyone opposes, this is not a democracy. This is a cheerocracy. If anyone knows that reference, let me know. But I'm giving away this GPU right now. We've written the code to give it away, and then I'm ending the stream. So if you want to win a GPU and haven't joined the competition, then I'm sorry. But if you're excited about winning a GPU, then that's you're in the right spot if you've joined this competition. This is the real run. What I need now is another 5 single-digit numbers. 5 single-digit numbers. Only type a single digit. Okay, overfit says 4. We got a 5. We got a pi. Oh, wait. A lot of 8s. 45088. We're doing only 5 digits, so we have this here. 45088. I feel good about this. Yes, the competition is over. By the way, if you haven't checked out the competition, Leaderboard, it's here. I'm going to plug stuff before we go. This is my Discord. Please join our community if you are interested in learning about data science and having fun. My YouTube is this. You can follow me there. My Twitter, where the person told me that I was not actually giving away a GPU and they were wrong, is here. Can you tell if I'm bitter about that? If you're not watching on Twitch, you should be. That link is right here. You got all the good links, all the good stuff. We're ready to go. This is the real run. 178 of you are left remaining with the chance to win a GPU. We're going to take this code and we're going to run it. If you see your name flash on the screen, that means you have not won the GPU. But if you haven't, you still have a chance of winning. Everyone feel good? All right, here we go. First person to be out. Sorry, Leonard. You are not the winner. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Goodbye. Got all these 90s references coming up. All right, 177 renamed. Conan, sorry. Really apologize. What is the 45088 That is the random number that the chat has picked that set our seed that's determining who gets dropped out. Just to prove I'm not rigging this. It's not a rigged election. I'm sure I'm going to get banned off of YouTube for just saying that phrase. All right, here we go. Sarah, sorry. Sorry, you're not the winner. Luke, I'm so sorry you did not win. Surely you can't be serious. Dan, you are not the winner. You don't get this GPU. Let's start going a little bit faster. Ibrahim, I'm not going to read all the names. If you see your name, you did not win. We're down 100. Daniel number 2. I wanted to ask, what's going on with Daniel number 2? Did you make 2 accounts? Because I'm gonna verify. Lucas did not win. Mitch, if you see your name come up on the screen, at least put a frowny face in the chat so I know that you're sad about it. Differentiable. Charles. Peter. Rich. Mlam. Ahmed. Richard. All these people are not winners. I have yet to see our top 2 contenders show up yet. Andre. Dirkvli. Mahmoud. We're going through. Delay, sorry. We have a lot of not winners. We're almost down. Let's get Imposter Engineer. I saw you there. Sorry, man. I know you watched the stream. I did my best. Oh, you did your best. It would have been great if you won. Ram. Some pizza people. Mark. We're going down. Let's go a little bit faster because it's going to take forever. Let's get down to 100. All right. If you're still in the... Oh, we got one frowny face. Sorry. If you're still in... Believe you're in the list, put a smiley face in the chat. Just so you know, these are the remaining contenders. In no order, these are the remaining 100. I lose. Oh, no, we have criers. Sorry. We have some happy people. All right, let's keep going. Let's go down to 50. Scott D. Sorry. Scotty, you are the weakest link. Gabriel. Ahmed. Doctor. Old Jerry. Old Jerry is out. I'm sorry. +1 participant. Oh, that was a nice name. I vote for new seed. Nope. No changing seeds. No changing seeds. Can someone look up the Cheerocracy clip that I mentioned there? That's a great movie. Jamie Lou, you're out. GYG. Cameron. Prime, you are out. Is that Primogen? Is Primogen trying to get a GPU on my YouTube channel? Come on, you have like 1 million subs. You don't need me. We got more crying. I'm sorry, but I'm glad to see people are out there watching. We are going down. 65 remaining. Kevin Fu, you're out. Cartoon Chan, you're out. Alf's back in Pog form. I like that, but you're not the winner. SJ, GB4, I'm sorry you got second place, but you are out. I know we got more frowning faces in the chat. I love it. I kind of like it. Your sadness brings me joy. Not really. I need to see the whole chat. Sleep while they train. F. Oh, did you come up? Did you come up? Michael, Patrick Miller. There are 50 remaining. Let's see who the contenders are. Let's go ahead and print the contenders. We got 50 remaining. One of them is deleted. So if they win, they're not going to get it. If your name is deleted, Unless you did that as a joke. I cannot believe I pick a random number. So who's still in here who's in the chat? Anyone we should be rooting for? Is I Know When You Sleep still here? Luckiest person alive if he wins both. I don't see his name. I missed it. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep it rolling, folks. We got someone putting a clip in there? Oh, is that the clip? The Cheerocracy? Yes. Listen to this. It's a short one, but this isn't a democracy. It's a cheerocracy. Okay? Now watch me accidentally mess this up. I need to make that the new thing when you subscribe. This isn't a democracy. This is a cheerocracy. Here we go. 49 remaining. You couldn't hear it? Click the link. Yeah, I would have to mess up the whole volume stuff. All right, Adya. Oscar, you're out. Henrip. IMSB. Enric, you're out. Sujay. Hari. We're going down here. We're going down in an earlier round. That one go through a bunch of this is not a democracy. Apparently there are more. Oh, there are a bunch of more ones like that. Hopefully that was the first one. Because I was like, I forget the name of that movie. Cheer. Caggle Doodler. I like your name, but you're out. Ivan is out. We're going down to 20. Andrew Spears is out. Andrew won before. Oh, the deleted person is out. Blanchard. Shane is out. We are down to 20 remaining. These 20 remaining. If you're in this, yeah, Bring It On. That's the name of the movie. Great movie. If you're in this list, I wish you the best of luck. Folks, we are down to the final 20 people who might win this GPU. And we're doing it here live. We got fingerprints all over it. And we're doing it for your entertainment. So let's jump back into it. Contenders. Take a deep breath. Final 20. All comes down to this. Kovi, sorry you're out. Sleep GPT V1, my favorite name in the whole thing. You're out. Def could have used that GPU. Me too, man. I got old GPUs. Amin's out. Sane's out. Rick backs out. MD is out. Spy Row is out. We are down to our final 10 contenders. Final 10 contenders for this GPU. If you're one of the final 10 contenders and you're watching right now, let me know in chat. If you know one of the final 10 contenders, or just lie to me and pretend like you're it to make me feel better. All right, let's just do this. It's getting to the point here where we just got to go. Subscribe to YouTube for sure. I'm Jason. Okay. We got Jason here. Come on. You got a chance. All right, here we go. Last 10. 1. Chen, you're out. Jason, you're out. I'm sorry. Fmusari. Balati. We're now getting to the point where the top person might not have qualified. So you still might be getting the GPU if the person ahead of you is not qualified. Simon's out. All right. We only have 4 left. 4 left. Potentially getting the GPU. – 3 left. 2 left. This is it. This is it. I'm about to hit enter on this one more time, and Brian and Dorian have a chance to win a GPU. Their lives will be changed. Their lives will be changed forever if they win this. All right, that's a little bit of hyperbole. Reshuffle if not qualified. No, we're keeping the order. That's why we kept the order. So one of you two might win even if you're not the top here. Here we go. Hitting enter now. The winner is Brian. Let's see where you are on the leaderboard. Here we go. You actually have so I'm sending this to Columbia. If you show me you qualified. And I'm also going to print this list of non-winners ordered. Oops. So that we can save this in case we need to go in reverse order. But this is the order that the winners came in. Is it? Oh yeah, it just doesn't have the winner. Chicken dinner. They're going to need the non-winners. So that's it. Go ahead and reach out to me if that's you, and we'll get you sent this GPU. Did you have fun with that? I had fun kind of making that dramatic. Only need greater than 100 non-qualifiers. Yeah, you could be lucky. So I hope you guys had fun tonight. Again, check me out on YouTube. That's the main thing. And join our Discord. Links there. It's completely free. We chat. We talked about this competition. And we have fun. Okay? So that's it for the stream. I'm going to go ahead and find someone on Twitch to raid. Fun competition, I agree. Fun all around. Now later this week, I want to talk about the American Sign Language competition that I worked on. I ended up being a little bit disappointed in my results. I was at one point, in the 15th rank, and I dropped down to 30th when it was all said and done. But it was still fun. So we're gonna raid Nick Wan. He's a really fun streamer, does data science stuff, and an all-around cool guy. And if you're on Twitch, go ahead and stick around because we're gonna raid his stream. How do I do this? Yeah, let me just show you guys what I'm doing so you know how bad I am at this. Raid channel. Nick Wan. Bring the energy, be positive, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for making this a lot of fun, and learned a lot about my own health data as a result of this. See you guys next time. Bye. And YouTube people, I will see you all next time too.